What's up guys, Aaron Bennett here. In this video, going over the custody settlement agreement from Celsius. I'm going to talk about the emails that you received if you had funds in custody. I'm also going to just give you an update on loans and earn and all the other categories that people are waiting to hear, basically what's going to happen with their funds. So taking a look right here, we got an email from Stretto today, and I will go over this in a moment. We also got an email from Celsius, which is pretty similar. So it says you're getting this email because you have custody assets. Now again, just to remind you, custody was just allowed in the United States, and most people, I forgot the percentage, like 95% of people did not really have custody assets. They were mostly with earn, because earn is where you could earn interest every single week. So this is a very, very small percentage of people that have a lot of custody. So in my last video, I covered the details of this settlement, but I will just go over it again. So essentially this custody settlement would give people who have funds in custody 72.5% back. The first payment, which is 50%, so 36.25, would happen probably early May. And then the second would either be upon the Chapter 11 plan confirmation, so if that happens with novawulf, for example, or at the latest, the end of this year. And just to remind you guys, I'm not a lawyer, but this is just my opinion on everything that's going on. So this settlement, this 72.5%, would lock in your floor price, meaning this is the lowest amount that you would get. But if there is a better outcome for custody, meaning with the Chapter 11 plan, if they come up with a better outcome, you will get that better outcome. So 72.5% again is the lowest, with a potential upside if there is a better plan. So why wouldn't somebody who has custody assets accept this settlement? Well, here's an example that I got from Tony in a recent Twitter Spaces. Let's say that you have $5 or $10 million in custody, so a very, very large amount, and an amount that is definitely or highly, highly likely to be pursued for clawbacks. If you take this 27.5% haircut, essentially, that would be potentially millions of dollars. So therefore, you may possibly want to fight this in court and pay your lawyers. So that would be a reason why somebody maybe would not want to take this. If they have a huge amount in the millions of dollars and they feel very confident that they could win this battle in court, and they don't mind paying lawyers a lot of money and also fighting possibly for years to get their money. But the downside is that if you lose in court, your entire claim would most likely be transferred to an earn claim, which we don't know at this point how much we're going to get back in liquid crypto. And then you are paying your legal fees, and you have spent years not having custody of your crypto. So there's the time value as well, meaning if you were to take the haircut of 27.5% now, but you get access to that Bitcoin or crypto or whatever you had in custody, most likely, in my opinion, Bitcoin crypto is going to go up quite a bit over the next few years, and it could take 2 to 3 years fighting this in court to even see your money. And also, if you don't settle and you go to court, you may actually just get nothing, which would be freaking horrible. So again, this 72.5% is the floor price, and let's say that you have less than $100,000 in your custody account. Well, right now, as of the latest novawulf filing, the threshold for clawbacks is $100,000. This could change at any moment, but right now it's $100K. So if clawbacks are not pursued against you and you have less than $100,000 in custody, so you may be able to get all of it back. Sum up to say, I'm going to be doing this. I have a little bit of money, a couple $100 in custody, but I'm not going to fight that in court. I would rather just get that money. So if you have an active loan, I believe that if you have that collateral, you have that loan, and you also have money currently sitting in custody, you will be able to get that 72.5% back, even if you have an active loan, but the loan has to be under 80% loan to value ratio. So if it's way higher than that, which most people I believe are not in that category, basically they will hold some back in order to keep that LTV under 80%. But it seems like by settling, people can get their custody out even if they have a loan. And regarding clawbacks, this does not prevent clawbacks from happening. So I'll give you my example. I took out $120,000, $130,000 or so in that 90-day clawback window, which was 90 days before the bankruptcy petition. I also, again, have some money in custody right now. So if I agree to the settlement, I'm still potentially going to be clawed back. So again, clawback exposure does not change. This settlement is for what is literally right now inside of your custody account if you were to go and open up your app. So going back to this email, it says that you have until April 24th to opt into this settlement. So that is basically 30 days from when I am making this video. So there's no rush for you to do this if you do want to wait. So it's also important to note that by taking the settlement, you basically cannot sue Celsius and you are electing not to pursue any claims or causes of action. It's also important to note that if you take the settlement, your custody balance, or that custody account, I should say, is voting in favor of this novawulf plan. So go into Celsius email. They say opting in is completely optional. If you do nothing, the settlement will not apply to you, and you will have another opportunity to opt into the settlement in connection with the debtor's Chapter 11 plan. But like I said earlier in this video, really, I don't see a downside to this, except if you think that you can win in court and you want to take on your own legal battle, which again could take years and you could lose everything, or you could just be put into earn if you don't win. Personally, if I had the majority of my money in custody, I would take the 72.5% and leave. I think that everybody in earn right now would do the same thing. But again, I am not a lawyer. If you want to read more about this or you want to talk to a lawyer about this, please do. So in the email from Stretto, there is a link that they include that you can do this online. And they also have a PIN code that I am going to be blocking out, but I'll show you how this works. So this is the page that comes up when you click that link, and you will just enter the PIN code right here. Then it takes you to this page saying notice of election to opt in to the settlement, and you can scroll down here. You can read it if you want. I suggest you do read it, and then you will click next. Part 2, this is the settlement term sheet. This is from the law firm representing the custody ad hoc group, Togut Siegel & Siegel. I did cover this a lot in my previous video that I did a few days ago, but if you wanted to read this, I suggest you do, just so you can get updated. 2 different payments of 36.25, and the last payment should come by the end of this year. Togut Siegel & Siegel is recommending that people do this for reasons that I kind of covered in this video. You are essentially locking in your floor price, and if there is a better plan where you get more money, you will still have the potential upside. So very little downside, again, unless you have an enormous custody account and you want to hire your own legal team. They give 2 emails. There's a Kirkland email and also a White and Case email if you have questions. Part 3, this is a lot of legal stuff, where basically what you are agreeing to. And the final page would look like this, where you would click Elect to sign on to the settlement agreement. The street address it has for me is the one that I used to sign up with Celsius. Now, I don't know if it needs to be your updated address if you moved, or if it just makes more sense, and to make it easy, just to keep it as the street address that they have on file. I don't know the answer to that. I would probably just keep the original address. For email, you would enter your email address that you are getting these Celsius emails to, all lowercase. So here for signature, I guess you will just enter your name, the same name that's up there. There's no way of doing an electronic signing, so I assume that's what you will do. And signatory name, I tried to submit it without, and it said this is required, so I will just repeat my same name over here, and then I will click submit. And that is it. It says form submitted. Thank you for submitting your claim. Your reference number is, and then it has this reference number. All right, guys, that is it for the video. Short and sweet. Just wanted to make it for those of you who do have assets in custody. Now, what is happening with Earn? Well, we are waiting for the disclosure statement that should be coming from novawulf by the end of this month. That is where they will tell us exactly how much liquid crypto we will get back, how much we will get in equity tokens, a lot more information about the MST, the management share tokens, the EST, the equity share tokens. We're going to get more information about how they are taking their fees. All of these questions we have, mostly for those of us watching, how much are we going to get back and when are we going to get that money back, will be answered. So we are waiting for that. For loans, David Adler is working his ass off, talking with Celsius and novawulf, trying to figure out a plan so people that have loans don't need to become forced ETH maxis under duress. That is a quote from someone on Twitter, Celsius Loans, and basically take 5 years to get your collateral back. He's trying to work out some things for loan holders, but the disclosure statement will have all of this information. So we are waiting for that, and I will definitely make a video when that comes out. Thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.